All right, let's get we almost there. What's the deal, YouTube? You already know what it is. It's South Sports. We're here with Fox 26. We got the round going getting down tonight. We'll get ready to break down the Chargers versus the Texans week 4 recap, along with a few other things. But let me go ahead and introduce my other member. Who we got in the sauce tonight?
You got your boy Wise in here. You got your boy It Don't Matters. Salute to everybody from the H. Salute to everybody that's not from the H that's supporting the Texans. And salute to Fox 26 for giving us the opportunity to live stream and vent our frustrations with the organizations.
Yes. Well, tonight, we're going to end up talking about the breakdown and what we've seen from the Texans versus the Chargers game. We missed last week because we had some things that we had to take care of, so we definitely want to still go over last week's matchup against the Bears. So to kick it off, let's go ahead and get into our three good, three bad. The good, the bad, and the ugly in this Chargers game, and what we see from this team going forward in the next few weeks. Go ahead and kick it off, Wise.
So, offense or defense first? Or both?
Oh, either one. Whatever you want to do.
Defense. I can make it easy. For defense, let's start with the linebackers when they come to coverage. Let's start with Christian Kutskis. Let's start with Kruger Chills. Kruger Chills been looking good on some plays, but when it came to coverage, since the beginning of the season, both of these linebackers have looked lost in zone coverage. They can't cover underneath. Guys are getting right. When you watch the film, every team is killing us when the wide receiver is running right behind the linebackers in between the corners on the zone coverage, and they literally eating us in the middle of the field every single time. I don't see how this team is not able to make adjustments. I don't see how the linebackers not able to make adjustments, but they kind of reminded me of Benadryl McKinney. Benadryl McKinney was a good run stuffer. He was able to make plays. He was able to fly to the ball and things of that sorts. But at the end of the day, when it was time for him to cover open running backs and covering big tight ends, we got killed on it. And we going in the same direction right now. But the one thing I will say is that they did make an adjustment when Wallow came in the game. When my boy Wallows came in the game, it started looking a lot better. I've been asking for my white boy Wallows, I'm telling you, give this man an opportunity. This man needs to be on the field. The other bad this week was the offensive line, specifically the right side of the offensive line. When you look at a guy like Titus Howard going into, what is it, his fourth year now?
Yeah.
Fifth year now? Yeah. And he had right tackle, and I understand that they drafted him to play this position. They moved him here, they moved him there, and he had to be versatile and things of that sort. But when it comes down to it, he playing for his contract. He got to be balling out. He got to be able to show that he going to be capable to hold it down with Titus Howard. He said in the preseason that him and Tunsil was going to be the best tackle duo in the league. Well, we need to start seeing that. You got to have protection if you want the quarterback to succeed, if you want the offense to succeed in the run game. The third bad thing I seen, because we ain't going to talk about I can say a good, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, before I get into any more negative, let me talk about DameonPierce. DameonPierce and Troy Harrison, that duo right there. Man, the fact that this guy know how to read, get to the picking up blocks. He ain't holding. He making plays and opening up holes for DameonPierce. DameonPierce need more opportunities. Wink Spitz was one of the first people saying, yeah, DameonPierce is going to start from week 1. And what have you been doing since week 1? He a top 10 running back in the NFL right now. And he didn't even get the touches. When you got Rex Burkhead getting carries on pivotal, 4th down and shorts, and 3rd downs and shorts. Like, we got to trust this young guy. This young guy playing with his full heart. He running and hitting the holes hard. And he a dog at the end of the day. So I think DameonPierce need to have more of an opportunity going if this team wants to succeed.
Right.
Then we got to talk about Davis Mims.
Oh,
Don't even get
go
me
ahead.
started on this kid. All the hype this guy got all media. He was going on NFL Network this. He was going on ESPN that. He was on Texans medias. He was on all the news channels, on the Twitters and all of this stuff on how he gonna be a superstars quarterback this year. He had the visor. He had the arm sleeves. And what does he do? The second play of the game, the man throws an interception to Nasir Adderley's. The man throws an interception to the Seattleists to start the game, kills the instant momentum of the game. And what did people
Right.
was telling us? Oh, the Texans gonna beat the Chargers. They missing a Joey Bosa. They missing a this. They missing a dad. They don't got a Keenan Allen's. We lose these
Right.
type of games. When is this organization gonna be able to put it together? And then the fact that Lovey is making excuses for the team. At this point, they basically tanking. I don't know what else to say. They gotta be tanking. You cannot be any human being with a straight mind will not over here and come in and say, yeah, Davis Miller's doing his job. When Kyle Allen can be a starter for maybe 5 teams or 6 teams in his NFL right now, and you got him on your bench. So when you look at Davis Mims' stats, he threw 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and people thought this guy was going to be a superstar this, superstar that. No, he looking like Jameis Winston's. He looking just like Jameis Winston when Lovie Smith was in Tampa Bay that year when they won 3 or 4 games and they drafted Vernon Hargreaves with the top 5 picks. That's how he looking right now. So it's not looking really good. It's looking like we're going to need a quarterback. We're going to need a edge rusher, interior pass rusher because that's another thing. Sorry, you're going to be able to make all your points after this. But the interior defensive line, oh my gosh, Roy Lopez. Oh my gosh, 69 Heinisch. What are y'all doing? Malik Collins, don't even get me started. They've been getting pushed back. They've been getting pushed back 5 yards. Guys is running right up the middle. Any team is coming in feasting. It don't matter if it's your first string, your second string, your third string. It don't matter. You're gonna get 200 yards rushing. Like, we haven't fixed this rush defense. Since we lost DJ Reader, this rush defense has been one of the worst in the league. And we had a consistent top rush defense in this league, no matter what. So, and then it's not too much on the pass rush. The pass rush been getting there. Even though it's not real flashy and stuff like that, we still top 10 in the league with sacks. And then we got people complaining about Stingley Juniors. Don't get me started on these people. Like, the guy.
Right now.
Yeah. So, I don't understand why people are saying no Stingley Jr. He a rookie. He got the number 1 responsibility. He playing in man coverage. He doing what he can do. But when it comes to the pivotal part of the games, when we should be playing these guys in man coverage, we got these guys playing in zone. We got these guys giving up big yardage because the linebackers can't cover underneath. The pass rush ain't getting there. And then the guys just eating underneath the zone. So at the end of the day, we got to see this team give the young players more of an opportunity. When it comes to DameonPierce, let the guy get more rushes. And when it comes to Stingley Jr., let him play man. Trust him. You don't have to put him in zone coverage at all. You can have him play man, lock down the whole field, the whole game. It ain't no excuses.
Exactly.
And Lovie Smith, for you to say you had an apology letter to the city talking about, I'm going to make sure the city win. I'm going to make sure that the city do this, the city do that. Why are we the only winless team in the NFL right now? Why? We should have won at least one of these games. We lost to Justin Fields, who has the 1970 record. Since 1970, ain't no quarterback threw less than 300 yards in his first 4 games. And we lost to that guy.
Wow.
So that's all I got to say. I'm done venting. It's your turn, Wink. Sorry.
Well, for me, it was bad. I knew this game was going to be lost the moment that people, first off, the fans, they had already robbed us when they started saying because all these injuries started happening. Because I remember not too long ago, not even a calendar, not even, whoa, like we played the Chargers closer to the end of the season, and it was one of 2 of Davis Mills' wins from last year. And everybody kept saying, bro, he beat Justin Herbert. He did this, he did that. I wonder where everybody is who was talking all that trash was at. Is it this year? Because I've seen a whole bunch of excuses. Now you're starting to see a whole bunch of people jump off the train. You're seeing everybody in Texas media, bro, bashing the hell out of Davis Mills. I seen some people making some excuse for him, but I already knew the excuse was going to be built in because when the third quarter came around, because we all saw Kyle Allen with the helmet on, getting ready to get ready. And if it wasn't for that fantastic block from Harrison to be able to get DameonPierce through on that run right before we went out to the half, man, Kyle Allen should have been starting regardless of what happened on that play. I just seen several plays where all of this the guys can't separate and they not getting open. I just seen that dispelled. I seen dudes who was way down the field on corner routes who could have walked in touchdowns and everything. I just seen photos. I just seen different views where dudes was open the whole damn game. But they'll make it seem like, oh, he didn't have no protection. Yeah, the O line didn't play up to snuff, the way that they could have. They could have played a lot better. I'm not going to sit there and bash the hell out of them too much because they're still getting it together. This has been one of the most atrocious O lines over the last few years. So I'm going to be able to give them credit because for the most part, they was able to make sure that DameonPierce was able to get off. Davis Mills was able to throw a pair of touchdowns, he threw a pair of picks at horrible times in the game, something that he always does. He always gets some sort of turnover when it matters the most. And this is why I dislike Davis Mills the most when it comes to this football team. He just doesn't have that clutch factor. We've seen what it looked like when we had another quarterback in. It's like this roster has to be so phenomenal for Davis Mills to be able to operate at a high level. And, I know people are going to come out in droves and say, oh, it's Pep Hamilton. I'm not.
You good? Yo,
Poor
mate.
decisions when
Oh,
he
there you
throws
go.
the football. So that's what I'm going to blame him on. Yeah, hello. Are you there? I'm back.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to blame Mills for what he's in control of as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's what I blame him for. His poor mechanics, not being able to see guys on the field, not throwing dudes open, not having any touch, not having any velocity, not working on the things that are going to make him better to be able to be a starter long term for any team, whether it's the Houston Texans, because I don't see him going past next year or the year after potentially. And if we do, he's going to be a backup. Um, DameonPierce was absolutely phenomenal. The secondary played as good as they could play with some of the defensive coordinators calls. I don't like them playing all the zone. You do not have guys who are fast enough who would be from the secondary. I mean, well, not the secondary, but from the linebacking core. You have a bunch of older guys. Yeah, they can halfway play the run, kind of play the pass. But last year, it looked that way at least last year. But this year, they have regressed on the coverage aspect a whole lot, and it's putting a situation where, guys like Jalen Petrie, guys are having to leave off of their assignments to be able to come up and play on the line in depth where thank goodness that nobody's really out here getting beat deep, because that's a problem that we don't have to necessarily worry about. And this is with a young secondary, and these guys are playing as well as they can play. Derek Stingley, goes another week without allowing a touchdown. I appreciate that from him. I understand that Everett went off, the tight end was going off. Austin Eckler just could not be stopped on the inside, the outside. It was so funny. Like we were all in the Discord watching this game, and it is soon like right on this. What was it? That second touchdown that Austin Eckler ran in, and you was like, yeah. They're saying that this sorry bastards can't stop him on the inside. He can't run on the outside. And as soon as you said that, he ran. He ran in. It was like
Yeah, because they was talking smack. It was cool. He was over there talking about Austin Eckler can't do this. Austin Eckler can't do that.
I was like, bro.
I'm like, what?
You had just said it. You had just said it, bro. And I was just like, wow. Like for them to sit here and act as if Austin Eckler it was not that guy, bro. Austin Eckler is that guy. He's going to be that guy. And now he did everything that he needs to do to be able to get his to be able to get himself back to where he needs to. You know what I'm saying? Like this game gave him the confidence where they were because before this game the Chargers hadn't been running the ball that well.
No.
Now they get ahead of this thing. Now we got James Robinson to get ready to come to town this week. And it's going to be a scary matchup with the Jags because the Jags are looking very, very
ETN
well.
been struggling too. It
The
might be his
defense,
breakout game.
the front seven does not look good. Titus Howard is a sorry bastard. AJ McCann, bro, he's washed. He needs to retire. Questenberry had a bad game. He had been playing well, for a good amount of the games, but he has his breakdowns. Kenyon Green. I seen some Kenyon Green slander. He gave up a player here, but
What?
like nobody's going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And this man has been anchoring. This man has been moving dudes. This man has been tossing dudes on the ride. He's been taking dudes
Exactly.
and dropping them off. At 5:59 when they were supposed to be at work. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 hours before that. Like, bro, like the dude has been handling business. You know what I'm saying? For anybody to sit here and slander this man and say that bro, like he ain't been doing his job, bro. He's been doing his job. Petrie's been doing his job. The coaching staff, the rookies are the best part of this team. If it wasn't for the rookies, bro, I have no idea like where my mental state would be watching this football team as it stands right now. But those are some of the things that we've seen. Yeah, well, I mean, Pep is a complete trash can. Like, bro, he needs to go back to the XFL that don't exist. He needs to go to the Arena League, whatever league that was, and start some.
He need to go to.
You know what I'm saying? With the phone.
Oh, yeah, he need to go to the Canadian Football League. That's where he need to go. He need to go to the European Football League. Like, you good? I think Wing T-Painting. But yeah, anyways, I got the poll in the chat. If y'all can still hear me right now. And
when the season is over with.
Oh, there you go.
But we're gonna get ready to move on, man, because we want to talk about last week's game. We missed it on Fox 26. We appreciate you guys. We thought we were gonna be running late, but we worked together, had some things fall through in the clutch. We were able to start on time tonight. But we want to revisit last week's matchup against the Bears, man. Go ahead and tell me what your good, your bad, and the other was about that game, and how did you really feel about it?
The good about that game, when it really came down to it, was Jalen Petrie. We knew.
Wow.
When we was talking about Jalen Petrie since 2021 when we was watching him at Baylor, doing the things he was doing. The guy, he playing like a mini honey badger. He can play on the line of scrimmage. He can attack the guys off the edge. He can play good in the run defense. He can play good in the pass defense. Yeah, this past week he gave up a touchdown to begin the game against the Chargers against Everett. That's all right. But the guy made two big plays against the Bears, which should have won us that game. It makes no sense why we lost that game. Like I said, when it comes to the 3.5 quarter mark for Davis Mims, it's like this guy forgets his mechanics. It's like he forgets his playbook. It's like he forgets his personnel. It's like he's scared to make plays down deep down the field. You see how he made that play yesterday? I mean, on Sunday when he threw it deep in the third quarter against the Chargers when he was down by 21 points. Why you can't do that when you up in the game? Why you can't do that when you 0-0? Like, you got to take those different type of chances. One of the good things during that game was the left side of the offensive line. Just looking at Larry Tunsil, looking at Kenyon Green, because they had a hell of a performance when locking down Robert Quinn. You really didn't hear his name too much, and him being disruptive. Another telling thing about that game was the secondary. The secondary was pure lockdown that game. I believe they only gave up 120 yards passing that game in total. So the secondary looked real good that game, and I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that the team is sitting at 0-3-1 right now. It doesn't make no sense at all. Every game going into the second half, we have had the lead, uh, except for this Chargers game. So it really doesn't make any sense to me at all. Um, these guys need the. I mean, we really need to give these guys the opportunity. I know that Lovie Smith been saying he want to give guys opportunities and things of that sort, but I want to see the rookies. When is Christian Harris coming back? We need to see Christian Harris on the field this upcoming week. If we don't see him this week, we need to see him after the bye week. Christian Harris is going to be able to make plays. We've seen what he did at Alabama. This guy needs to have the opportunity. Um, when it comes to Tegan Quintirianos, however you pronounce his name, I want to pronounce it right, but that's the best. That's the best I gotta say. He needs to be having an opportunity. You drafted him for a reason. I want to see him on the field. You just cut Pharaoh Brown, and Pharaoh Brown was a guy that was talking a lot of noise. He'll get touchdowns here. He'll get touchdowns there. But when it came to make the big plays at the big times, Pharaoh Brown couldn't make those plays, even though he was 6'5", a big body guy. Um, let me see. Let me see. Who else need an opportunity on this team? It's plenty of guys. Oh, Trayvon Smith. He needs an opportunity. When it comes to special team, this guy's doing whatever it takes. He making plays when it comes to the defensive side of the special teams. He making plays when it comes to the offensive side of the special teams. When it comes to kick return, he gonna get you a touchdown this season. That's guaranteed. But that guy needs another opportunity as well. Um, who else I want to talk about? Davis Mills. Yeah, we need to see Kyle Allen. We need to see Kyle Allen. It's about time they pull out Kyle Allen. And I've seen people put out reports today talking about why you need to get rid of Davis Mills, why you got to put in Kyle Allen now, this and that. It's going to hurt the tank. It's going to hurt the team. At the end of the day, we want to see these guys progress. We want to see the rookies be able to develop. We want to see these guys given a good opportunity to succeed. When it comes to Nico Collins, this guy's going into his second year, or no, his third year. I mean, these guys need opportunities to make big plays. And when you look at it, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Wing. But yeah, these guys really got to hold it down. I mean, Davis Mills. I'm not gonna sit up here and slander this man, because when you look at Pep Hamilton is one of the worst offensive coordinators we didn't had since George Godsey. I mean, this guy is running tight end screens to the short side of the field. He giving Rex Burkhead opportunities when it comes to third down plays. Um, it just doesn't make any sense. And when you watch other teams, when I'm watching Thursday Night Football, when I'm seeing the Miami Dolphins play and they put in a Teddy Bridgewater as a backup quarterback, and their offense is still being able to move the ball, it just doesn't make any sense. Something isn't going on. Something isn't right with the organization. And we got to get it together. And yeah, I see they trying to hype up the city talking about um, yeah, Houston is the slabs. They finally getting the slabs. They finally getting the grills and things of that sorts. That's cool and all, but we want to see the results. I know people is all for the tank. I know people want Willie Anderson. I know people want C.J. Stroud. I know people want Bryce Young. We're gonna be able to get those guys. But we got to be out here and be competitive and actually get a win. It's no reason that we sorrier than the Jags. It's no reason that we sorrier than the Jets. It's no reason that we sorrier than the Lions. It's no reason that we sorrier than the Browns. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just fed up with this. And the fact that we actually support the team, the fact that we watch every single game, the fact that we try to put a prospect videos so the team can watch the videos and things of that sort, and seeing the type of players that the fans will like, it just don't make any sense. And Trill, stop hating. You're a hater. You're a Browns fans. You've been excommunicated from the Houston Texans organization. So exactly. But what's good? When I was holding it down,
Yeah,
I had plenty to say.
yeah, Yeah, I was just having a little connection issue. I don't know. It's like my stuff was buffering. It's excellent 1 second, and then it was I don't know what's going on. But yeah, Dameon Pierce in that game, like in that Bears game, they he ran the ball well. The O line was playing very well. Kenny Green was finishing. C.J. Stroud. I mean, not C.J. Stroud. I'm already thinking about next year's draft. You see what Davis Mills and Kevin Hamilton
Oh, I
doing.
forgot to say
We
my boy
already talked
Grayson
about.
McCall. Grayson McCall. They be forgetting about my boy Grayson McCall.
Yeah. Ray be taking the poop. At the end of the day, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give him his time to be able to show that he can get some stuff done. Petrie had a hell of a game, man. Like you can't expect the safety to play as well as he did. He got a sack. I think he was in on a fumble. He caught two picks, and then his vision to be able to get those picks, especially that first one, the way that he leaped out and he just snatched it out of the air. Man, that's what you want to see from your safety because we haven't had any safety play like that in quite some time. The play calling was atrocious. Davis Mills was atrocious, as usual. Just throwing picks. You know what I'm saying, bro? He'll throw, bro. He would just throw a pick, to an natural pick from Davis Mills. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know why this guy, just can't seem to get it done. But it's just one of those things, man. He doesn't believe in his own skills. I think so. I don't think he believes in his ability to be able to throw the football. Because if he did, he would be able to make more plays. I don't want to hear anything about the talent. He don't have the talent. That's not true. Chris Moore stay open. He stay getting deep. You know what I'm saying? Like Brandon Cooks is going up, catching the ball. Nico has played well over the last like 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been able to, this last 2 weeks, but he's been able to get like 70, 80 yards. You know what I'm saying? To click. It's just that they not getting him the ball more. Like why are you not throwing this man the ball in the red zone if you can get to the red zone? Because that was because that's been a problem this year. You know, they're gonna have to give the ball more. They're gonna have to take the ball out of Davis Mills' hands and give the ball and
Oh,
get the ball out of Rick Burkhead's hands too. Like I'm sick of all these screens. I'm sick of all these little dump balls to Rick Burkhead. One of the things that really pissed me off about last week's matchup against the Bears is how Davis Mills tried to sit here and say, "Oh well, I threw the ball. Yeah, the ball was tipped, but at the end of the day, bro, your velocity, the way that you threw the ball was completely dookie stains. Like, bro, like you threw the ball like a 3-year-old girl. Like, bro, are you Smalls from the Sandlot? Like, bro, like, what is this? Like, he can't throw the ball. Like, like the fact that he was winding up to be able to throw a 5-yard pass when you only needed like 3 yards, and Roquan Smith comes out of nowhere and gets the interception in that situation, bro. That's just horrible anticipation. You were clearly staring down. You were clearly staring down your option. Like, what is this that you're doing? I don't personally get it. I don't know why this dude can't get it done. But we're on the way to a divisional matchup, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And how do you see that game going? Because I think James Robinson is going to end up having a field day against this front seven. Like it's going to be bad.
when it really comes down to it for the Jazz game, I think, like you've been saying, guys that struggle is gonna have good games against us. They're gonna rebuild their confidence. They're gonna get energized and things of that sort. And one guy that's been struggling this year is Travis Etienne. Etienne
Oh
Juniors.
yeah, oh yeah,
I
oh
expect
yeah.
this guy to come out here and get 85 to 100 yards rushing this game. Probably
Mm-hmm.
about one touchdown, maybe two on a good day. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It depends. Um, I did say the Jags was gonna look improved this season though. And a lot of people was saying a lot of hate to me. They was like, "You crazy wise? The Jazz ain't gonna be better." I'm like, these guys done had two number one picks back to back. They gotta win more games than they did last season. Ain't no way they can have three number one picks back to back to back to back. The NFL ain't letting that happen.
And not
Uh,
get better.
exactly. and they got a new head coach when it comes to Peterson. So, and he got a Super Bowl experience in his recent. So, with a backup quarterback. Uh, I hate to say it, but I don't see us really winning this game against the Jaguars, especially since we got to play them in Jacksonville, and the fact that we haven't really lost to the Jags in a couple years. It's overdue. It's time for us to lose to the Jags one more time. And it's the game before the bye week. I think we're going to the bye week 0-4-1. Christian Kirksey's he gonna eat against us. The reason why I say Christian Kirk is gonna have a good game against us is because and I don't mean Christian Kirksey. I call Christian Kirksey and Christian Kirk the same person. They really two the same persons. But Christian Kirk is really gonna have a good game for the Jaguars underneath, running those slant routes, running those comeback routes, especially if we play in zone coverage. He gonna eat on our linebackers. He been eating every
Oh
week.
yeah.
He been eating against some of the good secondaries they've been playing. I expect him to eat against the Houston Texans too.
Oh
When
yeah.
it comes to the pass rush, that can be scary because they got Josh Allen and they got what's the kid they drafted this year?
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon
Walker. Yeah.
Walkers. Yeah,
Trayvon
him and
Walker.
Trayvon Walkers. They gonna be a problem, and they don't have to be a problem in the pass game, but they can be a problem in the rush game. So, um, is those are the three things I'm thinking the Texans gonna have to look out this week. Is when it comes to the Jaguars front seven, they got a solid front seven. Um, Look out for those two running backs, like you said, James
Oh
Robinson and
yeah.
Etienne Juniors. Watch out for Christian Kersey. And that's pretty much it. Because if Christian Kirk is out there making plays, it's gonna be a long day for the Houston Texans because we know Trevor Lawrence is the Dinkin Dama's king, pretty boy Flacco's
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd, I expect him to have an impact on this game. Trayvon Walker, it depends on his side. I think Tunsil will probably be able to put business on him. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. It just depends on if they move around. If they rotate him, but Josh Allen is going to eat against Titus Howard. Like he might as well get
Yeah.
ready to have his lunch bag ready, bro. He got his sack lunch because, bro, it's going to be sack lunch central on that right side, bro. Like I don't know, bro. Like he's gonna get handled. Um, I think DameonPierce is still gonna be able to go off in that game. James Robinson is gonna be able to break off probably the 60, 70 yard run against us, bro. He's been breaking off 50-yard runs, like it's nothing, bro. 50, 40-yard runs. He's been a fantasy football monster. If you got James Robinson, which I do in a whole bunch of leagues, so bro, James Robinson is that guy, bro. Like he's a guy that you got to pay attention to, bro. He gets a lot of yards per carry. I understand this pass game; they limited him. They didn't really let him get off like that. So more than likely, he's going to be able to rebound. And every team this year that plays against the Houston Texans, you can expect they running backs to have at least 80 to 90 yards and at least a touchdown or two. You can expect that. That's just the thing that I think that they're going to be able to give up. So when we get to looking at next year's draft, we're gonna have to look at a lot of interior guys. When free agency comes up, we're gonna have to rebuild this interior. Build this edge rush up. From the linebacker spot and on the from the DN spot because right now guys are just too small. They're getting pushed around.
It's as
Then
simple
the pass
as
rush deals plays.
it's as
Yeah,
simple
what
as Willie Anderson, Brian Breesy, Jalen Carter, so one of them,
Oh yeah,
Miles
oh yeah,
Murphy's,
yeah. It's
yeah.
just that simple. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Trenton Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like BJ Ojolari. We got ways that we can go ahead and
yeah,
take care of in the
BJ,
draft. We gonna have
definitely BJ
what we're
Ojolari.
gonna have. Yeah, because especially since Miami's pick, it's been forfeited. So that means that the Houston Texans are
We
going to be
got
able
three
to pick
number
number
one
32.
picks.
Yeah, so instead of having the 33rd pick, for those that don't know, we're going to end up having the 30s. We're going to end up picking 32nd in this year's league. It's a stipulation that they have in the league when you get when they forfeit it. The team who's at the 33rd spot ends up moving back in the first round. so they're going to be able to pick 32nd. So that means we're going to still be able to get another premium player, probably be able to move back on that pick, accumulate more second rounders, third rounders to be able to fill out this roster because you have a whole lot of talent that you could be able to get in the top 100. We already have 6 picks as it is, So with what I seen Nikki do with and how these rookies are looking this year, I have no I have no qualms about how the team is going to be able to look. Come next year because this year right now it's just
And
looking
and, and
way.
and if anybody don't believe us about the Texans having 3 first-round picks, just go look at the 2016 draft. That's all I'm gonna go say.
Yep,
When the Patriots
yep,
pick was forfeited, go look at it.
yep. Yeah, we already looked at it. Josh Allen's going to eat. I think Devin Lloyd, like, as I said, is going to end up having a great game. Oh, and everybody who was saying that Lawrence wasn't better than Davis Mills, all y'all gonna wish y'all didn't say that because I can guarantee you he's heard this. He's been tagged in posts on Twitter. He's been this and that. Watch the man. Trevor Lawrence has been playing much better this year. So all of these guys, because Justin Herbert already handled his business against the Texans. Now it's going to be time for you know, Trevor Lawrence to be able to go ahead and handle his business. If we would have played the guys like Zach Wilson, they would have handled their business too. You already see the disrespect that they already doing in the media. So I have no I have no reservations about Davis Mills going forward. I think we all know what he is. I knew what he was before the season. I didn't want to see him. He's just not the guy. He's limiting all these guys' production. They're not getting the ball enough to the tight ends. If he was going to dump the ball off to anybody, sure, he should be dumping it off the tight ends. But one guy I do kind of want to talk about since he's been since he's been in the lineup, since he's been reinserted, is Jordan. 2 weeks in a row, he's been able to break off some runs, catch the ball, and make some plays when they have looked to him. You know what I'm saying? So I think this team could look a hell of a lot better if Davis Mills would just get out of his own head and just throw the damn football. I think if he did that, then we won't have as many problems as we've been having. In the passing game, it looks worse because he has poor mechanics. He doesn't step up. When he does, it's too late. He can't step to the side. If he sees pressure, he just stands there like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And it's sickening to watch. And then to top it off, you have Pep Hamilton calling the plays, and they're not managing the game very well. So I think it's just a recipe for disaster. And then you have Lovie Smith coming out, making all these excuses. And I respect Lovie Smith. I like Lovie Smith. I know Lovie Smith is better than what he's been advertised, but you have to make better decisions on, with these timeouts. You have to go for it and try to put points on the board before halves. And you have to take the ball out of Davis Mills' hands. And that's whether that's benching him, whether that's giving the ball to Dameon Pierce. And Pip Hamilton, stop putting, everyone knows when you put Rex Burkhead in on third downs, and if it's a 3rd and 3 or more, that you are getting ready to throw the ball to Rex Burkhead. Stop doing that. Like, just stop doing that. We hit a couple of screens this last game, that went for first downs, but it's still like that's not a situation that you really want to see because it's something that the other team knows that they can anticipate. But is there anything else that you want to be able to discuss before we get out of here in the next 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, there's plenty of things I want to talk about. Why we gotta always focus about these Texans? The Texans always talk about this. They don't show us no love, anyways. Let me talk about these Rockets real fast.
Okay.
These Rockets beat
I
up on
see.
these Spurs in the.
He's in the ball out the other night. I've seen that.
Man, let me tell you about this kid Jabari Smith Jr. and this kid Tari Eason. This is something we've been wanting for the Rockets for a long time. 2 3-and-D wings that can shoot the ball, that's going to attack, that's going to change the culture, that's going to go over here and be aggressive, that's not afraid to back down from anybody defensively, that's going to guard guys from the perimeter into the lane and not going to be scared like Christian Wood was last season, scaring away from defending guys in the paint. No, I'm glad the Rockets and Raphael Stone brought in these two guys. These two guys showed exactly what they can do from the jump start. Uh, when you look at Jalen Green, when you look at KPJ, they didn't even have to do anything against the Spurs. Yeah, they had a horrible game when it came to shooting percentage, but at the end of the day, the team won by like 30 points. Another guys I was impressed with is Alphonse Sengun. A lot of people sleep on Sengun's. Sengun been a beast since he put on that Rockets jersey. Sengun was really operating the offense when you looked at the beginning of that preseason game. He was taking the ball up from the begin at the top of the paint. He was dishing it to Jabaris. He was dishing it to Jalen Green. He was dishing it to Eric Gordon. He was making plays. He was looking good in the post. He was moving his feet. He was active. I mean, this team is
Yep.
going to be scary. This team has a lot of depth. And this is a similar thing that people with the Houston Texans need to relate to. Yeah, the Rockets were struggling. They had a superstar player, James Harden, that left, that wanted out. They traded him 2 years ago. They in year two of the rebuild right now. And the Rockets fans was being patient. Ain't nobody saying fire this, fire that, get rid of this player, get rid of that player. No,
Right.
because they got a plan. They got a culture that they building over there. They know what they want to do. And I just think I don't know if this the year that we make the playoffs. I don't know if this the year that we make the play in. I think we still got one more
Mhm.
year. We can add another top 10
Right.
piece to that Houston Rockets lineup, but it's a lot of depth. It's gonna be scary. Like when you come to looking at guys who's gonna get minutes like KJ Martin, where you gonna find a place for KJ Martin? And I love KJ Martin. KJ Martin, one of the most athletic players on the team. He gonna make
Mhm.
plays. He gonna make dunks. He gonna make blocks. He didn't blocked every big man in the game, even Rudy Gobert. So shout out to the Rockets, and also shout out to the Astros. Astros
Oh yeah.
number one seed in the American. They looking good. They got my boy Trey Mancini's. They got the boy Justin Verlander balling out this season. They got the usual suspects when it comes to Altuve.
Altuve doing his thing.
Yeah,
Jordan.
Bregman. Yeah, Jordans. I mean, we got two other teams in the city that's looking good. The Astros, the Rockets, they both looking upwards. Even the Dynamo won their game the other night. The only team in the city that lost that night was the Houston Texans. And you know why? They got rid of their franchise quarterbacks because they didn't want to hire the GM that he wanted. And although he had made his flaws, we had a franchise quarterback and we fumbled the bags.
Realistically, man, where you see these Rockets going, man? Like, what do you see them doing this year? You think they're gonna be right outside the eight seed, or you think they're gonna be right outside the playoffs? It's like knocking on the door to be able to make it in. They just don't, and they just don't
Well,
get in because they're young, or what? What do you think is gonna happen?
they still young, they still inexperienced, but a guy like Boban is going to be pivotal, and hopefully he made the roster because he's going to be a good mentor to some of these young guys, and he brings a good morale to the locker room. But I don't know. When it comes to the Rockets, it's going to be tough. The West is deep, and you do see the Phoenix Suns struggling already, losing to an overseas team that's trash. Maybe we can sneak up. Maybe we can be like the Grizzlies that year that basically accelerated they rebuild with John Morant because John Morant just went crazy in his second year. Maybe Jalen Green made that jump and averaging 25 points a game type ordeal. I don't know. I say we'll be right on the edge fighting for the play-in game. So that's
That's
anywhere
what I
from
feel
the
like.
10th to
What
the
do you
8th
see?
seed.
What do you see Jalen Green? What do you see Jalen Green taking this next step? Do you think he regresses, or do you think he takes off? He takes off this year because I understand he's already on everybody's radar. I understand that everyone knows that he's a very talented prospect. I personally think he's the best player on the Rockets as it stands right now.
Yeah.
But what do you think? I mean, what game? When do you see him really picking it up and he taking full ownership of the basketball team and putting the Rockets back on the map the way that we should be?
Man, the keys is in his kids the keys is in this kid's hands. This guy has the athleticism. I haven't seen no type of athleticism since Michael Jordan, since Blake Griffin, since You can't even explain it. This kid just glides in the air. It's like you moving in slow motion in the air. When and he's so fast, he got to be like the second or third fastest player in the league. So when he's attacking the lane, and when you look at the preseason game, this is a new aspect of the game. The team Silas is trying to run. When he attacking the lane, you got four defenders closing in on him, right? And when that happens, and this is the thing I want to see from Jalen Green this season, he's either attacking the rim or he's even dishing it out to guys. If we can see his playmaking ability increase this season, and I'm not saying he need to be like James Harden, getting 10 assists, 9 assists, 8 assists. No. But I want to see him at least get 4 or 5 assists a game. I want to see him be aggressive like he was last year, finishing on guys at the paint in the paint. I want to see him take more threes. He looked good at the three. And the one thing that he brought towards the end of the last season after the All-Star break was his mid-range game. If he can get his mid-range game, that's something guys sleep on in this generation. But the mid-range game can win you a lot of games, especially that game against the Warriors, Game 7, without Chris Paul when he tore his hamstring. If we would have hit some mid-range shots,
that was sorely missed in that Game 7. It really was.
Exactly, we could have won the game. So he a 3-level scorer. When you look at Jalen Green, he everything we wanted in James Harden plus more. Like he really a 3-level scorer, and it all is all going to depend on his defensive ability. He has the measurables. He has the athleticism. Is he going to be a willing defender? He's been saying he's going to be a willing defender since his AAU days, since he went to the G League, since he didn't got into the league. So having a guy like Jabari and Atari right next to him, even a Jayshawn Tate, I like what the Rockets is building. They taking a team and they building around their core player and putting the right guys around them. Each guy complement each other. I'm telling you, Jabari Smith Jr. I'm gonna have to say this. Jabari Smith Jr. and Jalen Green might be a better version of KD and Russell Westbrook in a prime. 4 or 5 years from now, I guarantee you, we might be talking about Jabari Smith Jr. on KD level, the way he can score, the way his shot is unblockable, the way he a 3-level scorer and a defender. We can talk about him, even a Kawhi Leonard type player. And then Jalen Green, he got the athleticism. The only thing that he got better than Westbrook is he can score. I mean, he can shoot the ball. So they have unlimited potential. They should win a finals within the next 4 years, next 5 years. It should be no excuses. But
it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I think the Rockets are going to be trending, and I could realistically see them being a year. But then again, just depending on the health of the team, just schedules. I mean, the Rockets may very well be a year early. Wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be surprising because they have a lot of defenders now. They got size now. They got guys who can play, the full court. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able. You got shooters. I mean, something that we've had. I think you have enough better relationship even from Eric Gordon. Still having Eric Gordon because he's going to be able to come out, and be able to make critical shots. You know what I'm saying? Hold the team accountable and hold himself accountable for what gets done and what doesn't. But Jalen Green is definitely going to be the glue that holds this team together long term. But I think this year, Jabari is more than likely going to end up being the guy that gets the most of the press, the most.
He going to win Rookie of the Year
because he is the rookie, and the fact that he's coming right out of the gate with I want to say he had like 21 to 25 last
21
night.
Points. Him and Tari.
Yeah, he was knocking down threes like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Something that I wish that Davis Mills would be able to do for this football team. You can be an infant and pick him off. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. A dead cockroach. You know what I'm saying? A dead fish in the food in a fish tank. You know what I'm saying? A crawfish. You know what I'm saying? Is just opening up his claws and he can pick off that dude. But as far as because I understand from my understanding, they pushed back the playoffs a little bit for baseball. What you see these Astros doing, and do you think that they can go all the way this year? And if they do, who do they see in the World Series?
Oh, it's gonna be a rematch. It's gonna be a rematch of the World Series. It's gonna be not a last year's World Series. It's gonna be Houston and LA. Like your boy Hector been
Mm.
saying. It's gotta be Houston and LA. LA got too much talent. They've been looking strong. They've been looking dominant in the National League over there. Ain't nobody really stopping LA right now. Um, a team that can be sneaky in the NL is the St. Louis Cardinals, though. I know people be hating on me about wearing my St. Louis Cardinals hat, but they got a nice team. Look at Albert Pujols. This is last year. Teams like that usually go on a miracle run. The Astros, they gonna have a. I see them playing the Yankees in the ALCS. I hate the Yankees. I hate the Yank Dogs. They got Aaron Judge. He look like he out of there. This is gonna be his last year with the Yankees. It look like. I think the Astros beat the Yankees
Yeah,
in
because
Game
I'm
7
seeing
again.
Yankee fans is real pissed that he ain't got that home run yet. Like they
Oh, he got
really
it.
like
He got
real
it.
frantic about it. Like, yo, can you hit the home run already? Like one of the guys I work with, he said that he's a Yankees fan. And we was having a discussion about it, and that's one of the things that he was saying. He's like, bro, can they just kind of like hurry up and get it over with? I'm listening to all these other sports shows and stuff like when I'm on my way to work and stuff like that, and like people are really feeling some kind of way about this home run record. Oh, I don't know. Like he still got plenty of games. You still got the playoffs. Like you still got plenty of time to be able to hit one home run. But I don't.
I think he got the home run, bro.
I don't know if he did or not. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't think
because
he
some
did.
guy,
I heard some people talking about
cause some guy dropped a home run.
he did.
Somebody,
Last night.
yeah, some guy dropped a home run. I think they was playing Tampa Bay Rays or something like that. Some guy dropped a home run in the bullpen, and it was worth $500,000. I'm like, man, that's life changing money. I would have been right in the bullpen when that with that baseball.
Yeah,
Forget
bro.
that. I would have been falling over the
Yeah.
stands. It don't care if I would have had a broken bone. I would have been
You got
straight.
it. You got it. You got it. Go ahead. You got
I
it
would have
now,
been
bro. I know
bargaining
what
and
you.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I agree. I
So
agree totally.
I think he got to 61 on that one. So um, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, the Mets is nasty too. But I honestly think that it's gonna be the Astros against the Dodgers, and I think I got the Astros winning in 7. Verlander closeout game, dominant. McCullers come out clutch again. It's gonna be nostalgia.
Mm. Sounds good, man. Sounds good, bro. I mean, well, what are your since we got a little bit of time, let's go ahead and talk about some of these college prospects, that we're seeing who's looking good. What roles do you see them fulfilling with the Houston Texans when we get ready to go down our draft? Because we will be bringing you guys some draft
Yeah,
prospect
because
videos.
people gonna start stealing our stuff.
But who's your guys that you think that that fans will be paying attention to who could fill out the rest of this roster?
It's a lot of them.
Go ahead, rattle off some names,
Okay,
man.
so of
'Cause I
course
got mine,
Will Anderson Jr.,
of
Brian
course.
Breezy,
Yep,
Jalen Carter, Miles
absolutely.
Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
um, Jordan Addison,
Mm-hmm.
Keishawn Butte,
Of course.
um, um, I'm trying to think. BJ Ojolari,
Of
um,
course.
Jameer Gibbs, the running back from Alabama,
Yeah, Jameer Gibbs. I was just
Tains,
gonna say him.
yeah,
Nice.
Tains Bisbee, yeah, Bijan's,
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
Zach Evans,
Zach Evans, yeah. Jalen Catalon, definitely with Arkansas.
Malachi Moore,
Malachi
Malachi
Moore,
Moore,
yeah.
uh,
Bumper
Jordan
Pool,
Battle,
Jordan Battle,
Jordan Battle,
uh,
of course, C.J. Stroud.
yeah, C.J.
Of
Stroud,
course,
Bryce
C.J.
Youngs, yeah.
Stroud. Of
We
course,
we don't
C.J.
gotta say
Stroud.
them. They already know.
Bryce Young.
Grayson
Guys
McCall,
like that.
People don't know about him.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson,
Trenton Simpson.
yeah.
Trenton Simpson from Clemson. You got a lot of guys, man. Um, you know,
I'm trying to think. I know we missing
you got,
people.
yeah, it's a lot of guys, man. It's a lot of guys that are
Yeah,
popping up. This draft is going to be so deep. Jackson Smith from the receiver from Ohio State.
the D
You know what I'm
tackle
saying?
from Baylor. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Mhm.
Uh, what's his name? The tight end from Georgia, not Eric Gilbert, but the other one,
Man, I
Darnell,
don't know his name,
Darnell,
Eric Gilbert, but I know you're talking about the
Darnell
dude with 6'7".
Washington.
I don't know his name yet. I don't know his name yet. But even the tight end, well, you got Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer
You
from
know what I'm saying?
Notre Dame.
You got Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. You got a lot of guys. You're gonna have like the pick of the litter, especially being in a situation where we're gonna be able to have another first round pick at that 32nd spot. Because I honestly see the Texans being able to move back more because Nick, you could get like 2 second round picks with that. Like the Panthers, I want to say have 2 second round picks.
The
Going into that, you can
Eagles
still have the Eagles. You can still
got two
have
first
your
round picks.
33rd pick. You can just move back still. That can go back to the 33rd pick. And, because if somebody moves in first, you're going to have to get like 2 seconds, probably get you a third, squeeze in you a third and a fourth. You know what I'm saying? And, another fifth that way that, you can be able to move up in the draft because I think the second and the third rounds is going to be extremely pivotal for the Houston Texans in this year's upcoming draft. I like what they did. I like the players that they were able to get. Some guys naturally are going to fall. I think guys like Keishawn Butte may end up falling because statistically his quarterback isn't giving him a chance to really, put his name out there. But consistently, he is a top 10 player in my drafts as they're going on right now. I see guys like Trent Simpson getting up. BJ
Yeah,
Ujulari more than likely is going to end up being a first round pick, because he was normally projected as a second round pick.
yeah, he ain't
Jalen
going
Calhoun
second
getting
round
hurt.
no
I see
more.
him
He,
dropping a little bit. So there's going to be a lot of guys that you're going to look at because when we look at this year's past draft, the draft that just happened, like N'Kobe Dean fell all the way from the first all the way to the third. So
oh
when
yeah,
players like that can fall that far and still have that type of prowess, and now you see the Eagles are playing. Once he gets inserted in the lineup, the way that Jordan Davis and a lot of these guys are playing up front, the Eagles look scary. The Bills, of course, they look scary. The Ravens have played better than they advertised. Kansas City is a monster. We have a lot of teams that we're gonna have to contend with, in the next few years once we get ourselves another quarterback. And I think possibly CJ Stroud or Bryce Young could be that guy. CJ is probably a little bit more favorable to me, considering the fact that he is a little taller. But, you know,
you just went demonic, bro. God forgive, but yeah, you roboing, you T Paining.
just one of the T-Painted. Okay,
Oh, you good now? But yeah, 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 yeah,
am I
yeah, yeah.
good now?
Yeah, you
Good
good
now?
now. But we only got a minute left, so
Yeah, I'm
I
saying we
mean,
got a lot of guys coming up in the draft, man. Yeah, we got a lot of guys coming up in this draft. I think guys, shortly once we get some more updates, we'll be able to send that information out to you guys. But go ahead and close us out, Wise.
yeah, I want to say salute to everybody that tuned in today. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Don't forget we be in the Discord, chopping it up about different conversation when it comes to the Houston Texans. Shout out to John Mechie. That was a good video. Shout out to Watch the Film. That was a good video. It was good that he was able to bring the people that he was fighting with through cancer with, the people, the nurses, and all of that good stuff, bring them to the football field, make them experience the day in John Mechie life. And that was a good thing for this young kid. And the time that he stepped on this field, he going to make a name for himself. He going to be a star. He going to be a superstar. So shout out to John Mechie. Shout out to everybody in the city. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Fox 26 and salute to everybody on the round table. Y'all know y'all boys is missed. Shout out to y'all. We out.